Yo, welcome to Garage Hangs today, man. This is Chief Heimer. I got SureRICh in the garage today. Teacher, writer, and performer.
Yeah, thank you for being. I like to think of myself as an artist. Like when I say that to people, they're like, "Oh, what do you draw?" I'm like,
They always lead to drawing. It just does. Every single time. It does. What do you do? Oh, yeah. Every single time I tell someone I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, what do you draw? You paint? You tattoo? That's usually the first thing that comes out. Is like, do you tattoo? It's like, I'm completely covered in ink. It's like, no, I never did. Just got them.
Yeah, and so what do you do? And then, well, I'm a writer, and I like to perform.
Yeah.
Like I love to perform now.
Yeah.
Like I'm really anybody. I'll do private shows, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the way I look at life. I was doing busking at the Janesville Farmers Market.
What's that?
That's basically like where you just show up and sing on the corner.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And yeah, I did that just because I didn't know what the hell to do when I wrote my first album, like about a year ago. I wrote it.
Which I have that actually. I got a copy of it right here that he gave me.
Oh, that's my second album.
Oh, the second.
Well,
sorry.
actually, that's the third album. Come on now.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, yeah, because when I was writing my second album,
Okay.
LOVE.
Okay, this is the second one.
Yep.
And this is the third album.
I turned it into like this double album because I just didn't know what to do when you start writing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then like for me, it just kept coming. And I just kept allowing it to come, and I had time on my hands, so I just was graced with like time and nature, and so then these things kept coming to me. I keep going. Well, this is a double album, man. You might as well put two albums out, and that was cool. And so I did want to point out the artwork on the purple one there, if you can see that. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. That line.
I'll be able to put it up. Like, I'll probably actually take a photo of it and put it up actually on the episode so people can see these. I'll put them at the end too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
that
actually,
artwork I wanted to mention mainly. I was the gift of that artwork is from a lady named Carrie Merwin, and she is a beautiful artist, a local artist
here in town.
You can check her out, carriemerwinart.com. She has her website. She has allowed me to use multiple paintings for a single. One of my singles, LOVE. I had a cardinal in the background. It's like the cardinal that was talking to me in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like we're friends.
Hell yeah.
And so I recorded the cardinal, put him on the song.
Hell yeah.
I was like, hell yeah. And so then she drew a cardinal, and it's cosmic, but I was led to her. I've been following a path, and it leads me to these beautiful human beings like you.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know what I'm doing, but here I am at her art exhibit, because I wanted to say thank you to this other guy who was kind to me. And he kind of was like ghosting me. People just be weird.
Yeah, but weirder by the day, it seems.
I'm trying to be reciprocating kindness with action. And I don't just want to be like, oh, thanks, and blah, blah, blah. And blah. No, I want to be like a part of your life in some way. You showed me like real compliments at the open mic. This guy named David. And I was like, oh, David. Be like a father figure or something. He's a nice guy, plays guitar, and we be friends. And I get these stories in my head. Anyway, leads me to, he's going to an art exhibit. He's there. He's like blowing me off the whole time. David, I love you. But come on, man. He barely even talked to me that whole night. But I wasn't there really for him. It was to meet Carrie. I got to talk to her, learn her story. Her story was a lot like mine. She had just like come to this light, and like some energy was flowing through her. And that was like me, like all these poems were flowing through me on my first album, FEAR. I was teaching 8th grade science. Kids don't listen to teachers. And, but if you take your time, Like I watched a movie about Mr. Rogers, and I was like, the essence of Mr. Rogers, I guess, was just that he paused with people. They were the most important person.
Yeah.
And I tried that more with kids. I was like, Mr. Rogers, be Mr. Rogers.
Right.
8th grade science, you can have some fun, but they don't care.
Right, yeah.
I get microscopes out. It's an amoeba. No, it's real. It's a water bear. I've seen a real life water bear. That's real.
Interesting.
Those things can survive in space. Anyway, whatever.
So, just point out too, he also brought his children book that he published and wrote himself.
Author House Publishing.
It is called The Donuts. I will also put this up on the page here for the episode of this.
Make a great gift for the holidays.
Yeah, I need to get a marker for you to sign this, man. Before you dip.
I will definitely do that.
I'm gonna take a look at this too and read this.
It's meant to be read with kids, like an adult and a kid.
Yeah.
Together.
Maybe
while eating donuts, of course.
Well, why not?
Because I love donuts.
And
do you love donuts?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's stay present here, right? I'll talk about the past all day or whatever. I'll go into my stories. I got a lot of stories.
Me too, man. That's like I said. That's why I started this show, man.
Donuts. Let's talk about donuts though for a second.
Donuts.
What's your favorite donut? What do you like the most?
Man. It's such a hard question to ask because there's so many different kinds. Like, man, I go for like those big like cinnamon ones. Mm-hmm. Is that considered a donut, right? Yeah, those cinnamon ones with like the glazed frosting on top of them. They're like a big giant like cinnamon freaking donut
on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
That's the Pershing.
Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah.
And I love that donut, and that's one of my favorites. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Real connections here,
right.
Donut connections.
Yeah.
And I have a like Rolling Pin Bakery.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, on the west side?
Yeah, let's go.
I grew up on the west side.
Parker.
I went to Franklin Parker, Washington.
Let's go. Dude, Washington too?
Yeah. I lived over on Purvis.
Okay, I was on Garland.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Right on the dead end block.
Yeah, and then my dad lived over on Benton across the Memorial Bridge by Milton Avenue. And then we would just go to school. But when we lived with my mom, it would just, walk to Franklin because she lived on North Willard right off of Memorial. 2 blocks from Franklin. And then I just walked to Parker. So there was that. Cop High, dude.
Yeah. I have fond memories, but not about like class or anything.
No, me either. I remember getting in trouble. I almost got expelled.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I gave one of my friends an Adderall that I was prescribed, and someone went and told on me and quick 50 me pretty much and snitched on me and had to go to trial and stuff. And luckily my grandparents like knew, the person was like, yo, he is a really good kid, which I am a really good kid. At the time I was a really good kid. I wasn't doing anything. Like I didn't even smoke until senior year of high school. Like I just,
we're kind of similar in that way. I started smoking weed around 17.
Yeah. I was playing bass and skateboarding. Just having like fun being a kid, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to like go to these parties and like shit, so it just didn't fit out. It just didn't fit for me, and that's, and then I found photography in 9th grade, and then that just like changed everything. So.
And you still do that? You still love to do that?
Still do that, yep.
Well, that's
time
cool.
and time again.
It's the fun stuff, like now. That's why I was a teacher for so long. I wanted to be a teacher because I wanted to help kids.
Right.
That was it. It was like. And I knew I was good with kids, and I wanted, that was, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. My dad passed last October, and he wasn't really a good dad, and I didn't mourn him in that way. I believe he's still here on this planet, like in ghost form.
For sure.
And so, but when he passed and all that, it's like these realities come to you, what you were lacking, what you never got. Like, oh, I never had a dad. And so, well, that's okay. Like, you did pretty good. Look at you. You're a teacher. And now, writer, performer. I've I try my best to help.
You do your best.
I do my best.
You don't try, you do.
Thank you. And I do. I do my best every day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always have. And so it was like, well, I didn't have a dad. Well, guess that was good.
Right.
Because in the end, the only reason I was a teacher was because I didn't have a dad. That's it. And I bump into my students, my former students, all the time, and they remind me all the time. And it's really cool to hear it from them, like, you were awesome, you cared, we know you cared, and all that stuff. It had nothing to do with science. You know, like, you were cool and you were nice. And it was like, so in some way I helped them feel better each day. And in the end of my teaching career, that's all that mattered.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew that they were, especially with the phones and everything, like, you know, they have every answer. What are you doing giving them tests?
Right. Yeah.
Like, schools are hilarious. I laugh at them.
Yeah.
And like when I see the things in the news, I try really hard not to laugh because they're like, they still think tests are like a real thing and whatever. Like, it's all stupid. It's like, I've been in classrooms for a long time and these kids are hilarious, man. They got all the answers right there. Like, the teachers are up there teaching in high schools and the kids are just all on their phones and whatever. It's like, it's hilarious. It's just such a scam. But it's a money scam. Don't get me going.
No shit.
But yeah, like, okay, go to the school, you try to help them feel better.
Yeah.
For 40 minutes or whatever. Like, and to say that some of this does matter. You know, like in science, the fact that I know how my body works, you know, like in a physical level, with oxygen and blood flow and balance, that can help me be a more aware person, more a healthy person, happy person, because I know how it works. Now, someone say, well, you could do all that without knowing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, just follow the leader. Someone who just does things that are all good, you know.
Yeah.
Good luck. How about that? Have you had a good role model, personal role model? These are things I'm really curious about. Someone you locally, family, whoever that you really looked up to that was like inspirational now. That dead air is wow, because it's real.
That's crazy to even think, to even ask that question and alone just think about it, because there's not a lot of people that really impacted me growing up
Locally.
Yeah.
Who impacted you? Who was your inspiration then? Like, who are the artists, you know, the people who you saw that led you here?
You know what? Literally, no one did, because when I was in freshman year of high school, I went to photography class, and the first day we were in there, we were taught how to make a camera out of construction paper, and you make a box, a half box, so like you fold, you know, make it like a box, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like a 2-inch lip all the way around the whole thing. Make another part so it would slide in together. You cut about this big of a rectangle out on the front part of the box, put a piece of tape over it, get a piece of copper, drill a hole through the copper, put the copper inside of the box with a tape over it, put the box together, place the box where you want the image that you're going to take a image of, and the sun reflects off the copper and projects an image on the photo paper, but what it does is that it flips it. Yeah. For some reason, from the projection of the light hitting the copper, that's how it made a photo, and that right there just got me instantly hooked. I didn't look up to no artists, no photographers. Like, I've recently just been diving into that, like looking at other like photographers, like not even around here, just like people that like specific like going out doing nature stuff for like planet Earth and stuff like that, like looking at people that are doing stuff like that.
Because they're not around here, and that's what you're getting at. They're out there, they're somewhere.
Exactly.
Like for me, it was always the sports, the athletes.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, holy cow, I wanted to be him bad. You know, I'd watch his game, I'd go outside, try to be him. You know, I was like, wow. Rappers and musicians, you know, that's It's like, whoa.
You know, actually, to come back to think about that, then yeah, I actually do have someone. His name's Sam Lee. I'm gonna give a shout out to Sam Lee, man. I met him in Missouri when I moved down there in 2010. Me and him were 19 at the time, and everyone else we hung out with was 21 and 22. And he would always just like write and freestyle and shit. And I'm like, dude, this white kid can rap. I'm like, that's cool. I was like, I wonder if I can. And then one day I just sat down in front of his computer. He showed me kind of how to like put the samples together, and that's kind of how I learned how to, do it now. Yeah, well, not even with Splice, just with like the program at the time that was out. I have no idea what it was,
right.
But I knew I was on FL. I know that whole layout, and I made a beat, and then I was just like, dude, I just created this in a few minutes, and I was like, dude, this is so sick. So thank you so much for giving me that inspiration, Sam. I still look up to you. You know Yellow Wolf at all? You ever heard of him?
Oh yeah.
So Sam is like really close with him.
That's
he
cool.
has been a part of Slim American for a long time now. He tattoos Wolf. He's been on a couple of Wolf's latest albums that he did. He's a tattoo artist. Really good, solid dude, man. And like, if I could see him doing it, because he is now clearly doing it, then I can too. It's just a matter of the time, when the timing's supposed to happen, and when it's supposed to go, and just go with it when it happens.
Belief.
Like
we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Before we got on the show, we both, I think we agree. It's like you have to believe in yourself.
That's the first part of doing it, is believing in yourself, not doubting yourself, and just do what you know is good. If you know, when you like, to me this morning, all these rugs were in front of my door this morning in the garage. This place is a disaster, dude. I got up at freaking 6:30, got out here by 7, and did all this until like I got in the shower like 10 to 10. Like, I had to get up and do it,
right.
Get it done and do it.
Boom.
So that's just part of doing
inspiration. Like for me, my brother inspired me. My brother Seth, because he had like this determination that I'd never seen before. He was all about basketball, and I just didn't have it. So like I didn't relate in that way. Like when it came to basketball, it was just supposed to be fun,
Yeah.
But he was out there. He was out there like on another level, trying to be like the best or something. And he fell short of his dreams and stuff. And so like, but I looked up to him. He was the only one who inspired me in that way. Like he's doing something that other people aren't doing.
Yeah.
And he was like determined. And so like, shout out to Seth. He's locked up right now. He's done some things in this town.
That's unfortunate.
Janesville, WI. I love this town. I wonder why, though. We never left this old ghost town. She always said, they're so hope how. Yeah, I wrote that song, Janesville, WI, because, like, I love it, this town. And my brother going away is like, my other brother, Adam, he went to a Christian college. It's like one's in prison, one's up there in the church and stuff. And I was like this guy right in the middle. I could have went either way, but I was the teacher. But I was the teacher who used to sell drugs when I was a kid, a little weed here and there. And it's like, okay. And I'm the teacher who, grew up on Tupac. So it's like, yeah, Tupac was like my real inspiration. But then there was a lot. It was all the ones that had like died, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they were the ones that inspired.
Because they were doing it.
Because they weren't going to stop. You could see it in their eyes, like, and they believed so much. But then, okay, the ones that I really looked up to were the ones that cared the most. Like, somehow the people that care the most, it's tragic stories. And a lot of times people don't even know the true story till after they're gone. And they start to tell the stories.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that seems to be everybody who did anything. And it's weird and unfortunate that they have to die first.
Yeah. It's just like me. I could pass away today or tomorrow, and somehow Garage Haynes gets 5.9 million fucking subscribers overnight over just, hey, instead of saying trying, just do it off that 1 30-second short. You just never know, and that's like the greatest thing about it, man. Like, you never know. Like, somewhat, like, just with me posting your reel yesterday, like, I already had someone share, I think, and like it. that right there is just one more person
Yeah.
that added to it, and
Trying to get
that
better at
just
that stuff, them reels
you
and
know
things,
they're
it's like-
fun, dude. They're fun. Like if the one thing that you have to do is if you are an artist, you have to stay consistent on doing shit. Like you have to I gotta constantly make 2 or 3 YouTube shorts off just this episode alone. You know what I mean? So it can get carried on. So there's
the music
content.
videos,
You know,
for me, like now that I write music, I've written over 50 songs. My newest album, self-titled SureRICh, is like 18 tracks, and I'm like, I love it. I just fell in love with it. It seemed to be my truest work yet. It's just telling my story.
yeah, and that's all it is. You know, everyone has one. You know, and that's the greatest thing about it is you're not doing it for money, views, sponsorship, fame, anything. You're producing something from yourself that others can relate to out into the world.
That's what you really want. You want to connect.
Well, I don't want it for that. I could.
No.
I mean, honestly, look, I deserve to make something off of what I do creatively because it obviously takes me time.
Yeah.
I have a passion for it. I love it, and
It's valuable.
It's very because not everyone has garage hangs. Not everyone's doing this. I don't know one person in this town that's doing remotely anything to what me and you were doing remotely. And that's what makes it stand out. That's what makes it stand out. That's what makes people want to go grab and take a look and take a listen and follow these people. You never know. I might have some dude fly in from Virginia that's some DJ that I did an episode with Overtime. Shout out Overtime Music. He's a guy out in Montana that I met. You know, he saw the episode this DJ did from Virginia and was like, yo, I'd fly out. I got family in Chicago. I can come chop it up. And this dude's got 10,000 followers, dude. And it's just it is. And one day when I reach 4,000 hour view time and 1,000 subscribers is when I will get a paycheck from YouTube for this. I will get a paycheck from YouTube for this. And then everything else is going to pop off from there. Go to my Instagram. You're going to book me for photo events. You're going to book me to do behind the scene photo work at video shoots. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's not going to happen here, but it will happen other places in the States because, once again, I'm going to stay here, but I don't necessarily want to have people involved here because the following that I have, I don't want it based off of here. Yeah. I want it based off of all around the world because Janesville is a great town. Yeah. Just some of the people that live in it, man, just don't make it. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been around.
You know, so you've totally been around. So
most people don't know my story, but it's oh my gosh, this guy. I just want to perform now.
Yeah,
have fun. I was going to every open mic in town.
Yeah,
I was going to Madison. I was going everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
because it's
having fun.
I was loving it. And
crazy having fun.
And then here and there, weird things happen, and then what do you mean I can't come here? What do you It's just weird paths, right? And so I had to accept this, but it goes back to what you're saying. People in this town they're running things in a way that I don't judge. Like I said, my brother's in prison. I don't do the judgment thing.
Right.
I was taught not to judge.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing is to celebrate.
Hell yeah.
You know, that's one of my tracks on my new album, by the way. So it's I threw that in at the very end, and then I threw it in the middle. Because I'm I don't know what I'm doing, but I want a song where people just kind of say the thing in the song because we all do that, right? And so the hook of the song, I like to smoke, I like to drink, I like to celebrate. You know, it's boom, let's say it together. We all do it. Everybody smokes something or drinks something to feel better, whether it's coffee or beer or whatever. You're an addict of something that stimulates your brain. That's since the beginning of humans.
Right.
You know, they've always been doing that. And why? Because you're supposed to, I guess. You know,
right.
You're supposed to just enjoy yourself. When you drink a little coffee with somebody.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you're enjoying the time there, yeah.
Start talking.
Yeah.
Telling stories.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Laughing.
Have some donuts maybe.
Yeah, have some donuts.
Read a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay, then later in the day, you know, have that smoke break with somebody, like, you know, you and I were doing earlier, is like a beautiful thing.
Right.
Because, you know, it seems very spiritual almost.
Mm-hmm. It is.
You know, smoke the peace pipe, and like, we're telling different stories now, you know. Maybe a little more truthful or whatever, or more like,
Dude,
more real.
like I said, this show is based on raw conversation. There's no script. There's no set topic. Nothing. It just go with it. Roll with it.
Just celebrate.
And it's been fine for the last 27 minutes, which we really got to get there and take a break quick. So.
Oh, yeah. We got to take a break.
Yeah, because if we don't, that will override and it will delete everything.
No, that's cool. Let's take this break right now. You caught it in time. All right.
Yeah, I keep taking a look at the clock just on the thing just to make sure. So
someone should be on time because, man, I took my watch off and never looked back.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Yeah, it's crazy. Like your neighbor can be the nicest person outside, you know, but you have no idea what they're doing on the inside of their house.
A lawyer or whatever.
Anything, you know.
Cop.
Yeah, they could be growing mushrooms in their basement. They could have 10 freaking adult human beings in there freaking, you know what I mean? It's just, you just don't know, and that's crazy as shit, but it's happening. It doesn't happen everywhere. It happens everywhere in the world, but it happens in your hometown just as much, but it's just not as aware because people aren't talking about it and they're not making a big deal about it. It's just like those 100 kids that are missing in Ohio Ever heard about that? No, they haven't. No. Why would anyone know about that? Because they don't want anyone knowing that. The news shares what they want you to know on their level, not on what you need to know on your level to understand.
Yeah, you're going to get into some...
That's why I don't watch fucking
asking
news.
questions, like that's, you know, this new album that I wrote was like all about me coming to an awareness. It's all about a girl. You know, I fell in love with a girl. All the songs, like most songs people write, like if you're a guy, it's usually about like how cool I am, or a girl or whatever. You know, like, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of songs I write are about girls, or like talking to girls, or like that's what I'm about, you know. Hello, single. But yeah, it's like, come on, you know. I wrote a song called Mirrors because, like, yeah, I want the girls I was around to look in the mirror and smile instead of like worrying about, like, dude, you're beautiful. What are you doing?
Right.
Like all that makeup and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Stop.
Yeah.
And so, like, I wrote a song about it, you know, and this whole new album was about that girl that I was with, you know, for almost 2 years. And okay, whatever, mystery girl, who is she? No one knows. I wrote a bunch of songs about her, you know, and like, that's who I am. I write songs about my life. Mm-hmm. And I want to give a shout out to a lot of the beat makers out there, like on that album that you've been showing, the Purple Lion. Mm-hmm. Matter Fan. Excuse me. Shout out to Matter Fan. That guy makes some sick beats, like kind of like a lo-fi beat. And I connected to him years ago, like about a year and a half. I just loved all his beats on this site called Pixabay. It's just a stock site.
Yeah.
Stock photos, stock videos, stock beats, stock whatever. And it was a gold mine. I was like, oh, wait, these are free? Yeah. And so I just take them. And they're usually like 2 minutes. They're not quite. They're like almost a song. Some weren't a song. Some were like a minute. So you had to double them.
Right.
Add layers, whatever you had to do.
Yeah.
But it was like, man, I got gold here.
Right.
And Matter Fan was on there. And I reached out to him. I said, yo, man, I like wrote a whole album with your music. Like, do you want to collaborate? No. He was like, no. I just make beats in my house and whatever. You know, kind of like what you were talking about earlier. Like, you're not ready to perform them yet. And I'm ready to perform. So I was like, yeah, I'm on album 2. Love to perform. I had to like take the rejection.
Yeah, for me, dude, it's gonna have to be like I have to know how to mix and master before I put out any kind of project. If I do a project, it's going to be like a 4-track EP, and then after that, figure out what I want to do after that, because I pretty much just want to make music about my life, and then also like raise the spiritual wellness for people, because when you hear songs about dropping that ass to the floor and making that money clap, you're actually putting shitty stuff out into the universe, because when you're singing these songs that don't mean anything, all you're doing is surrounding yourself with what they're doing, instead of like, you know, listening to like a song like I did, you know, today I woke up, packed my bong, and then I smoked up. I got the hybrid running through my veins. Yeah, that's insane. Like, people can relate to that in a sense, because that's telling a story from what I just did. It's not like it's not like I'm projecting bad things, you know. Because
some people would say that's bad, but I would disagree with them, you know. Because
someone's always going to disagree to agree. You know what I mean? But like,
especially about marijuana.
Yeah, who cares about this? It's medicine, man. Like, it's cool. I dig it. It helps me with my ADD a lot. It helps me calm down and talk instead of just like rambling and just going off the handle and not thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
I think it's definitely meant to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was put here to help people. I haven't heard any stories about it really hurting anybody. And so like, yeah, like waking up, smoking a little seems like a good way to start a day.
Yeah.
You know, and like I used to I still do that, but like now I don't have as much as I used to, but like it's like, yeah, I would wake up, take a hit or two, I'd go for a walk and a jog. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, I would appreciate
so much more.
Yeah. That's kind of where my story started. Was like I would take these jogs at 5 a.m. because I was waking up at 5 a.m, hour before my alarm, full of anxiety. You know, I've been labeled ADHD. I got all this energy. But waking up an hour before your alarm when you're kind of tired, you know, it's like, oh man, fuck that. Snooze and what? The alarm didn't even go off.
Right.
So then that little voice in my head was saying,
get up,
go outside,
do something productive,
take a jog.
You're up for a reason.
I was 42 and I remember thinking, it was winter. So, okay, I'll have to like bundle up. Yeah, okay, bundle up. Oh, my knees. It was all doubt. It was all like these reasons not to do it. Mm-hmm. That's the other voice, right? It's like, oh, that's stupid and blah, 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 or whatever. I don't even know. Doubt is powerful. You know, all it takes is one little seed of doubt sometimes. But then I did it. And that first step, I remember thinking, oh, I hope my knees. Doubt again, right? Just go, man. Mm-hmm. And I started jogging. I didn't stop jogging. I was like Forrest Gump. I jogged for a whole year. I only took like a handful of days off. I became addicted to whatever, the runner's high. I think it was so much more than that. You know, I felt like I totally connected to the planets because I was jogging at 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. You know, seeing the stars, feeling the stars. You know, for the first time in my life, I had like committed to the outside, actually, to the planet, mm-hmm. to what was beyond the planets, like, and I was appreciative, grateful, like, wow, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm. You ever ground like on the grass?
Oh yeah, part of my meditation has become that. I'm very aware, like you meditate, and so like my meditative practice is probably similar to what you were describing. I use a practice called the Wim Hof method. Have you ever heard of Wim Hof? Mm-mm. W-I-M, Wim, H-O-F, Hof, Wim Hof, and he's been around. He's got a whole thing. Most people don't know about him around here because he's from the Netherlands, but he was on like TV back in the day because he was breaking all these records. So he made it on shows about like breaking records with the cold. He was the Iceman. Mm. Well, anyway, as a science teacher, I would bring him up in class. But then I realized, like, this is a whole thing. Like, this meditation he's doing, it's physical. So that, I was I wasn't a spiritual believer at that point. Mm-hmm. I was just like, try it. You know? He says it, like, increases your immune system and adjusts
blood
your pH.
flow and
yeah, so many things. So he's like, so I'll try it. So I try it. It's intense, right? It was a lot of like deep breathing, like just fully in, fully out. And this, don't think about it. Eventually, you're getting to that point where you don't think about your breath.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel. You're all about feelings, no thinking. That takes a while for some people. I think me, like the thinkers, takes longer to get there, more breaths maybe. But yeah, get there.
Yeah.
But then once you'd say, once you get there, usually it's like 30 breaths.
That's not bad, though.
30 big, deep breaths. Right. Right. You think about time-wise, how much time you got in your day. Stop and take 30 deep breaths.
Right, which is like 2 minutes, if that.
And then he would say, okay, on that last inhale, right, he'd say, just let it out about halfway, just at ease. Not all the way. Now pause. And hold your breath. Not thinking about it, just naturally, just kind of exhale where you normally would, but don't, just stop. Just stop. And so then that's when you're in this moment of pure stillness, pure vibration. I don't know what it is. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's the most beautiful thing on the planet. It's like the drug that you want.
I think it's just because we're at peace at that time, at that moment. You know what I mean? And that and that means more to me than anything, man.
Getting to that moment. So like any drug, yeah, it doesn't really get you there, but meditation seems to get you there.
It does, yeah.
And so like, oh wow, that was easy, and wow, that felt great. And ultimately, like, you come back to reality. Mm-hmm. Like, oh man,
yep,
I'm back to earth.
And you're like, okay, yep, everything I'm doing's good. I'm on track, yep.
But I feel better than I'm on earth.
Yep. And it's just, it all just works out, man. It all just works out.
I had that last part of his meditation, because his is like, you know, you're at peace there, right? But then you're going to feel, oh, my body's running out of air.
Right.
You know, it's because you were holding your breath, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I hold my breath, I'm at peace, but then I naturally feel like, oh, I'm going to need to take a breath here. And
right.
It could be like 2 minutes later. I've held my breath for 2 minutes doing his meditation. Like, I didn't know I could hold my breath for 2 minutes. But I wasn't trying. I was just sitting there, holding my breath.
Focused, yeah.
Just like sitting there. Mm-hmm. I just looked up like, dang, that was a minute. That was weird. I don't even feel like anything. Just be at peace. Mm-hmm. And then a minute later, like, dang, I held my breath for 2 minutes. I'm a superhero. But yeah, it's like, no, you just meditated, man. You know, you did it good or whatever. And then, okay, you're at peace, you need air. He says, now take that big deep breath in. And then just kind of like tighten the air into your head. But be careful, right? You know, like, don't push yourself. Mm-hmm. Give yourself an aneurysm or something, you know what I mean? Like, he's just saying, no, you're just trying to condense this oxygen now. Like, feel it. You just sucked it all in. Mm-hmm. Like, for that first. No. You'll feel it kind of like go up to your head. Mm-hmm. So imagine just like condensing your brain with oxygen.
Whenever I do the breathing treatments, I find myself like I just smoked. Like, I get like a whole bunch of energy rush to my forehead, and like, I don't know, you big stone guy, like into stones, like moldavite and stuff. Have you heard of that?
The stones intrigue me. This one girl I was hanging with, she was all into it, and she had books and this and that. It's like, I didn't know, I didn't practice much. You know, like when I wore different ones, I felt different,
right?
A little. You know, different colors do different things in that regard. And so, like, when I wear blue, I started wearing blue more. Got the blue glasses, the blue shoes. You know, I was like getting more color into my outfit. Blue stone. I really felt like I wanted a change of light energy. So I wanted like a white and a blue stone. I don't know. I felt different.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what it was. Someone told me that girl was the one who got me on the silver. Because I was wearing like different random stuff, just whatever I was feeling, had this cool little whatever. But then, based on some book, based on astrology, basically, you know, certain stars align. You know, what are you? What are you? I'm an Aquarius. Okay.
Great.
Okay. And then, you know, you're like, okay, they know things about Aquarians, and
right.
So like, okay, and certain people, like, you should be wearing silver. Okay, I'll try it. Because I'm a science guy. Like, talk about it all you want. Do it. Mm-hmm. Let's see. No one knew anything until they did it.
Right. It's kind of like with me when I got the Moldavite stone. Have you ever heard of Moldavite?
Maybe, but it doesn't sound familiar.
So it's the Holy Grail stone. It is like obviously it crash landed here millions of years ago, thousands of years or whatever it is.
Right.
But it's meant to manifest things quicker. And I got a necklace, silver necklace with it, and it's like a locket that you screw off and you put it in there. You got to cleanse it and stuff. And you're not supposed to wear it for more than 7 days because the energy from it starts like vibrating your third eye.
Okay.
And it's almost like you're having a headache, but it's just like energy in the front that doesn't know where to go and know how to use it. So you got to take it off and you got to do it in spurts, but it brings things faster than normal. Like when you wake up tomorrow and like you have your normal thinking on what you want and how you want it and stuff like that, and then you go out through your day a little bit more, you get back to yourself thinking about that, and then you kind of get back thinking to yourself late at night and stuff like that. But when you're wearing the Moldavite and you're thinking those thoughts, it just like it works. It works like wonders, dude. It's like that's why they call it the Holy Grail stone for a reason, because it's a very powerful stone. And if like you're not spiritual enough, intact with your body and your mind, and the universe and stuff around you and stuff, it's gonna bring bad to you. It can do a reverse thing. So depending on like if you don't have a driver's license and you're driving around without a car or without a license, you're going to constantly think about getting pulled over. Well, you constantly think that more and more, you're going to get pulled over. You're going to get a ticket, then you got to pay that ticket, and then you got to pay to get your license done.
Yeah.
So it's just like a revolving thing. But once again, if you have good thoughts and you think good things and good thoughts will come to your things. But
yeah, we're
going to take a quick break so we can get back. I'm just going to go press record and get right back into it because we're a good conversation right now.
I like it.
All right, so we'll be right back.
Mac Miller's and
You know what's crazy is about Mac Miller's? This is actually his left hand tattoo that was on his hand. I got it done in color.
Nice.
This is what this necklace is. It's Mac Miller's last album that he got.
Right. Oh, you're a
huge fan, dude. Oh, huge fan of him, dude. He's just...
That NPR was the introduction to me, because I had never even... Here I was teaching middle schoolers. I don't know. I'd never even heard of the guy.
Yeah.
And it was weird.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, NPR Tiny Desk Concert.
Best performance ever.
And I looked at it, I'm like, what is this?
Dude, his Tiny Desk performance.
Well, 2009.
Solid.
It's like, okay, you know how songs hit you hard.
Yeah.
Like 2009 hit me hard because it was like I was going through that change that he was describing. Mm-hmm. And 2009 was the year that I got my ex-wife and wife pregnant with our first child. Mm. So, I've opened up that door, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I'm
good or whatever, but like it's like a whole other life. Like, I have 2 kids and they're awesome kids, and yeah, I'm down. I love my kids, and I look forward to every time I get to see them, and so it's like all the trauma and trouble I've had with my ex-wife, her lies and games. Yeah, I deal with it and I have to, but I get these kids, like these amazing kids in my life. They've inspired me so much. Like that children's book was inspired by my daughter. She drew that picture on the cover.
That's great.
It's just a stack of donuts. But then, like, there was something about the expression. There's something about, she was very proud of it. She made it like a magnet or something. I don't know, a sticker. So I had this sticker on my wallet. It was on there forever. It was just staring at me. And, but then one day it hit me. Like, this donut stack represents humans. Like, if you look at the picture, who's the happiest donut there? Which one?
One on top. Well, in the middle, too.
Which is the happiest now? Which one seems to be the best? Like
this one.
Yep. Not anywhere near the top.
No.
Okay, is the person on top ever happy? Everybody coming after them. And they'll tell a million stories about them until they get them down.
This is really cool how you interpreted like an actual donut with her drawings too.
She drew that picture. She inspired me. She's an amazing human. She's 9 now. This was when she was like 7. The kids are the answer. People don't even get it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get it. They think they know something. No, they don't. Listen to your kids. If you listen to your kids today, they'll teach you everything. But
Right.
you'll be too afraid because you're going to teach them money. That's it. You cut the rope. If you actually taught your kids that you can live without money, you can live with knowing your neighbors, you can live with community. You can though,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta believe like that. This is more important than that.
Yeah.
That humans are more important than money. You have to teach your kids that at some point. But like kids will teach you that. You're the one who's supposed to be listening to them. They're like, this is important. No, that's important. No, they're teaching you that humans are important, that dancing is important, that energy is important,
Mm-hmm.
expression
Yep.
is important. So where I'm at now is I'm an artist. What does that even mean? That means I express myself.
Yep.
And I don't care what you think because I know I'm going to do it in a way that's beneficial.
Well, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do it anyway because anyone that's ever told me no, I just go and do it anyway. Don't go get more tattoos. Well, guess what? That's what I'm gonna do.
Nobody likes to be a slave. Nobody likes to be told what to do.
It's well, no, and the thing is that we have one chance at being someone who we don't even know who that could be possibly, and to unlock that full potential is to breathe your own air, think your own thoughts, and do what you love. Those are my 3 things right there, is that every person should do: think their own thoughts, breathe their own air, and do what they love. And if you don't know if you don't have anything you love, there's still hope that you can, because I find stuff I love every single day, and I'm 33 years old, so
Yeah.
it's possible. It's just if you want to make that change. And
Like
I also
doing
think
it though is
Yeah.
the tricky part. Because like, okay,
it is.
what do I love? Like, I think that's what's got lost for most people.
Well, it's
They
never
don't-
really taught that. It's never really been about that. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not, just because you skateboarded when you were a kid doesn't mean you're going to go pro. Well, some of my friends did go pro.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's possible, man. It wasn't possible for me because there was something else for me to do. And I found out that purpose, And like I said to you earlier, there's no other route around it. Like, I'm never going to work a factory job my entire life again. I will work at the dispensary I work at because I love marijuana. I love the marijuana industry. I love cannabis industry.
Yeah.
And then outside of it, I'll do what I want. Meaning this podcast.
You believe in it.
Yeah,
You'll do the things
110%.
you
Yeah, I mean, like there could be one day where I get promoted through the dispensary I work at to go take photos for like posters and like online stuff, like online websites and for their photos and do video shoots, and
that you'll
you
get
just
to
never
do
know.
what you love.
Yeah, you
and
just
what
never know.
believe in.
Exactly.
And that's what everybody should do. And
I could wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and know like what I'm getting ready to go do is beneficial. And by 5 p.m., by the way, that's 12 hours right there if you've lived, and you at least still have another 6 before you got to go to bed.
Yeah.
And that's what I do every single day, man. You said, you wake up your alarm, dude. Every day I have my alarm set for 6. I'm up at 4:30, dude. Legit, like up at 4:30, like.
Well, that was the back in the day when I used to use clocks.
Oh well, this is still.
When I was teaching, it was like my life seemed to revolve around
waking up early and having like
time.
Yeah,
It's like
being aware of
was
it.
time. Like, okay, I'm teaching a lesson. I got to be on time. I got to make sure I'm getting here by then. Okay, they got to be starting this by then, so they have time to finish it.
Right.
Everything was time.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the things didn't matter, you know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, so your life revolves around time and just information. Time and information. Time and information. It's like, is that all life is? Is time and information? No,
Right.
man. Like, so it was cool always when I would meet. I definitely appreciated the kids, the artists, more towards the end of my teaching career here recently, because the doodlers are powerful. Like, they can't help it. You know what I mean? They're an artist for sure. You can see it's like, I gotta draw something. Then there was guys like me, it's in my head all the time. Like, the next thing you know, I got this rhyme. It's like, Oh my god. Oh dang.
And you know what's crazy too is that I want to say this too. No matter the age you're at, this is art. Doesn't matter if you're 22, 15, 7, 65. Whatever you draw or paint, it is art. It does not have to be a certain way for society to be accepted, because that is art.
Yeah, when I wrote that book, I mean, when I got inspired by my daughter,
this is the coolest thing, man. Like, and this just goes to show, like, you know what I mean? Like, you were aware of, like, yo, this could be something. This could be something, and here it is. Like,
everything
you know,
I see is that way, but you do that too, because like you're a photographer, so like when you see something, you see it, and you're like, oh, that's something.
Yep.
That's valuable.
Yep.
And then so like I do the same thing. I'm more different, you know. It's like we have these differences, but it's like, yeah, it's the same thing. You see the value that other people don't. Like that stack of little donuts, my daughter, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like a really cool metaphor, and I should write a poem about it, like about how donuts are some kind of metaphor for humans, or whatever. There's so many types of humans, you know what I mean? We're all so similar, but so different. And then so like, yeah, the metaphor of like, yeah, there's a lot of kind of donuts. I found this poster for I wrote one poem to get it started. You know, I had a picture and a poem. Yeah. And I'm like, no, a baker's dozen. Each poem should have like a message.
Right.
You know, so one is take a number, and that's about patience. And then one's about on display, and that's like, yeah, don't we all like want attention in some way? Isn't that a good thing?
Right, yeah.
You know, like, yeah, we want validation, we want attention. You know, like every poem had a message. There's a baker's dozen. The last poem is like supposed to be like the dirty dozen. So it's like all the weird donuts, stuff you never heard of.
Like the donut that got like left on the counter that didn't get eaten the rest of the day or something? Like the half-eaten one, or like the one that didn't have like 2 eyes on it. It was just like the leftover one or something.
Do you know the story of the baker's dozen?
Mm-mm.
Okay, no. So I'll teach you that. I like teaching. Yes. Yeah, so like a dozen donuts, people come and get a dozen donuts. Yeah. But bakers, they'll have like misfit donuts, ones that didn't turn out great. And they would just throw them in it was like a bonus donut, but it was like an odd one out, you know. But you know, someone they liked it. Baker's dozen. You get 13 donuts. One's a little bit of a misfit, so like I can relate. You know what I mean? But then there's all these weird donuts. When I was starting the book, I'm like, well, I gotta get 13 poems now. Okay, I got this. And I set a goal for that, and I didn't know much about donuts. And so I was like, I'll Google it. There's a poster. I look at the poster. I'm like, whoa. Maple bacon. That sounds awesome. I've never seen one of them. A walnut? Cronut? What the heck? What's a walnut? It's a waffle donut. Okay.
I have no idea.
What's a spud nut?
Oh my God.
A spud nut? It's basically like a mashed potatoes kind of mixed in with the donut dough, so it's more filling.
Oh, what?
Potato donut. Spud nut. That's a really common donut, actually. And yeah, like there's some bakeries around town, like that do, you know, some of these classic donuts that people don't even know what they are. The Pershing. You know, we both have that in common. We both like the Pershing. Yep. My story is because of Rolling Pin Bakery on the west side. And my grandma would always go there, and my dad would go there to get bread. And so I have this history going there, and the smell. Oh my gosh, the smell of the donut shop.
It's amazing, man.
It's just
it's like no other.
You can't describe it. There's no describing it. Just go in to a donut shop.
I love going over there all the time, man.
Well, so okay.
Good times.
My grandma loved the Pershings. With they were like really fine.
Dude, I want to go get one so bad right now. Like so bad. This stack of donuts I'm looking at right now on YouTube. I mean, not even YouTube, Google. It's just like there's 4 big giant ones, dude, just filled with frosting and shit leaking.
I love that book because it was like, okay, I got to write it.
Damn.
You know, I got to write it. I knew like most of my writing, my poetry isn't me. It's just I channel it.
Yeah.
It comes through me. It just happens. I've written so much, and really in the last less than 2 years, because I've just allowed it. I've expressed it. You know, like people don't quite get it unless they let it go, unless they stop to try to control everything. You know, like that's what I was doing. I was fearless.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let's try it. Leap of faith.
Yeah, because
who am I believing in? You know, and what am I going to do? What I love.
mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what do you love to do? I love words. And, okay, what about words? I love when they rhyme. What's that? Poetry. What's the highest level of poetry? Music. Well, go for the highest level. And don't you just love music? Doesn't everybody just love it? And so, like, yeah, I followed that path really. Like, I was obsessed with music my whole life. I still am. I'm an addict.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I cannot get enough.
Mm-hmm.
I want more. I want a new artist. There's more. There's way more. You know, the Revivalists and Quinn 92 and Mike Posner. And, you know, these are guys that, Jack Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like.
You ever heard Matt Mason?
Yep. And then you were saying Yellow Wolf earlier, and like, just these guys that most people haven't ever heard of.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Kasky?
It sounds familiar.
He's a rapper from Florida, Orlando, Florida. He used to be signed to Birdman Cash Money Records.
Okay.
I've met him a few different times. He's very, very tapped in spiritual human being. He speaks on good shit. He talks good shit. He actually did a collaborated album with Yellow Wolf 2 years ago called Yellow Wolf Black Sheep.
Yeah, that I probably have heard it, because one of my friends, he's really into that. He shows me all that, so I love it. I love it. Like, okay.
I just love finding new music, man. I don't know, like, have you heard that's I just randomly heard it the other day. His name is let me see here. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It is Big X the Plug, and he has a song called Texas.
Okay.
It's catchy. I got so hooked up to this. But it's just you know, shit like that. Like, this dude like came out of nowhere from this song, and now he's just like.
I feel that.
But the song is cool. It's fun. It's neat.
Well, it does matter with the beats. You know, those bass lines are big, and like right now, I give all the props to these beat makers I've been stumbling across. Alexi Action, Coma Media. I think one. I'm trying to remember another one. But yeah, Matterfan already said he's been helping me out with a lot of beats. He even started giving me demos after that. After we started talking, he sent me a demo. And I was like, right. Like, he didn't want to perform with me, but he was in favor of it. He was like, make sure you keep the credits on there. Make sure there's
for sure,
credits.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'd love for you to get credit. I'd love to, like, meet you.
Yeah, because then there's other people too. Like, when you put that on YouTube, like, you put that on there, they will go and look under that and then go find him, and you know, and then instead of putting his beats on there for free, you might as well sell them, because there's even like a market for that too, man. Which I'm thinking about getting ready to get tapped in. Like, by next year, when I fully know what I'm doing, I think I'm going to straight up make myself a profile on one of these websites, and I'm just going to put like 4 or 5 beats up there a week, see what happens, see if people buy them, set up a straight up different bank account for that, and just see the amount of money that comes in off of it, because Dude, there's people out there, man. There's people out there looking, wanting, and if I can sell a beat for $2, dude, or even $1, even 50 cents, like
I have such a different philosophy than you because, like,
you know,
our roads are so different, obviously. Because, like, I went through. I mean, I love it. I love the digital connection to this planet. Like, you can sell
just about anything and make money on it. Like, literally.
I'm not bragging. Not even a little. I've been poor lately. Like, I'm trying to be an artist for real. That means I'm starving. You know,
you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Thank you, baby. Yeah.
Go ahead and do it right here, man. Right, tattooed around your wrist there, sir.
Well, I don't have any tattoos yet. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm not sure. I'm usually pretty sure about everything. That's why I'm going by SureRICh. SureRICh. But, like, yeah, you know, I never put any ink on my body, but, like, reminders are needed.
Yeah, for sure,
Like,
man.
you remind me a couple times. Yes, I'm gonna do it. You know, like, there's certain things I'm gonna do. I don't know what they all are. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't. What goes around comes around.
Yep.
Hell yeah. You know, I feel good about what I've done on this planet.
Hell yeah, and it's just and look at that so far. There's so much more for us to do and accomplish.
I've been doing so many things, but, like, okay, what do I really want to do? Oh, just be an artist, express myself, get on these stages.
Yeah.
And so that's where, like, okay, I don't want to stop. I sit around every night, and I can write another song. I can do it. And maybe I could learn an instrument. Maybe I could no, because I do what I love. My first album, I went crazy making the beats for almost every song on a Groove Pad app. And I just kept looping stuff and blah, blah, blah. Hey, sounds good to me. Let's go. Matches the song, matches the feeling. 12 songs. I think I did 10 of the beats. I went crazy. It wasn't a passion of mine. I'm a writer. I'm a poet. I just see things and write about it. And I make it rhyme. And it flows and somehow tells a story, but now I'm learning how to make it, like, into a song. You know, I like making hooks.
Right.
It's like, you know, like, I'm working at, like, oh man, it's all about the hook. You just get a hook.
Yeah.
Get a girl to sing a hook for you. You know, like, I've been wanting to, like, some of these artists around here, like, I'm begging them. Girl, just do, like, on the phone right now. All I need is your voice.
And that's a good thing about Splice too, is that they have all that pre-made shit too. You can go and, like,
you can get, like, someone's voice,
oh, dude, male, female. You can get choir. You can get freaking. You can get. There's so much shit.
And stuff,
oh, dude, there's so much shit, dude. Like, it's like I said, it's
just me in the studio,
insane.
like, and what I do is I get my friends, like on Smile, my friend Kelly, shout out, she's so awesome and, like, giggly. And so I was writing the song Smile. I'm like, I gotta get her laughing and get it on the song. And, you know, that was my whole goal that day, and I got it on there. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, like, so stuff like that. I throw the people on, you know, that are around me. I try to always ask permission.
Right. Well, yeah, asking is good, man. It's just like a respect thing. If you're my family. It's just like a respect thing, you know?
If you're my family, just know.
Right.
This might be coming. Like, my mom, I don't know if I told her that she was going to be on that song. Hey, Ma, I love you. I wrote a poem long ago for my mom. Love you, Mom. We don't always see eye to eye. But, like, I love that woman. You know? She's amazing. And I wrote a poem for her, turned it into a song, got it on that album. It's on the Gold Lion, Love 2. Or, Love! 2 exclamation marks.
I haven't had a chance to listen to all of it yet. I've only listened to like 4 or 5 songs off of it, but I do dig it.
Which album?
The newest one.
Oh, the SureRICh. Yeah. Oh, yep. 18 tracks. And so, like, yeah, if you're on to, like, empathy,
road trip.
If you're on to, like, okay, I feel like, and people tell me this. I don't know. I'm not my judge because I love every song, but some I love more than others.
Of course.
It's like you fall in love with them, and then you fall. It's like kind of like girls, but I usually stay in love with the girl until they hurt me.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm getting ready to cut it here short. It is 1:45. I gotta start packing up and get ready to go help my grandma.
Oh man, we gotta end on girl problems. We gotta switch that around. I have no girl problems. Oh my gosh, I have all kinds of girl problems. Like, you know what? Let's just be real with each other right now. We all want the same thing. Ain't nobody messing around. Just be real. The games, the lies. Let's get a hippie community going. Let's get some partying going or something. You know what I mean? Like, where's the commune at? I want to see the people just let it go.
Hanging out.
All right. Well, hey, when you get down to Waterfalls on that album, give me a shout out. You know what I'm saying? That's towards the end of the album. But after that, it's all red flags. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for coming on the show today, man. It was definitely a pleasure meeting you for the first time, man. Yeah, and this is the crazy thing too is this is the second person that I've had come on the show that I've never met in person or have even hardly really talked to before coming on the show. So
We just met today.
it just happens, you know. And that's the whole point of this show is to have raw conversation, have good time, have, you know, good talks, good vibes, meet good people, and who knows where this is going to take us now, you know. There's the possibilities are endless, you know. We can make music together. I can shoot photos for you. I can do videos for you. We can do more podcasts. We can do whatever.
I gotta get you on a stage. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah. Well, I gotta first make a song from beginning to end and actually write it. Because I don't really write. I just freestyle.
Maybe you just be the DJ for now. Do the beats.
I could do that too. Yeah, I could do that too.
That's kind of the fun part. That's what I need right now.
Yeah, I need to get your email. So like, if I make one the other day or something, you know, I could just send it to you and see if you want to vibe out to it, and you know. Okay,
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but like, that's the digital world. I'm a total hippie.
You don't got an email?
No, I do.
That's what I'm saying.
No, we do that.
I was gonna say, you gotta have it.
Let's hang out. Let's get it going in this garage again, baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah, this is fun. Chiefheimer, SureRICh, freaking garage hangs, man.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. You have a good rest of your. It's Friday today, so this is gonna be airing on Monday. So have a good freaking weekend, past weekend.
Celebrate.
Yep, celebrate. Don't hate. All right, man. One love. Catch y'all later.
I'm what angels have been told to sing about with their whole soul. I'm a waterfall with nowhere to go. I'm the ocean. You wanna float your boat? I feel your waves crashing over me. I know the way I'm going.